Welcome to Lesson 10, continuing within the Mother House of the World Walker's Order, meeting our spirit guides. We begin by securing a piece of paper and any writing device handy. As we walk through this journey, it is helpful to write down all pertinent information your spirit guides present to you. Remembering the first impressions are most of the time the most accurate. There is going to be much information flowing from your guides. Thus, it is important to record this information so you may have good information to continue your everlasting relationship. Like a dream, you may forget parts or all of this experience quickly. Also, if we move through this journey just as an outsider or just an observer, not thinking it is important to take good notes, then little will be realized. Now, if you are a terrible note taker, then use a recording device with which you can speak recording what you receive from your guides. Prepare yourself to meet many good friends that are here exclusively for you. At the end of the journey, I encourage you to ground, draw, write, and think about your experience. By the end of the session, you will have a recorded document of your journey to then expand as you learn more about your guides in the coming days and the coming years. Our helpers communicate through symbol via everything. Let us begin. See yourself in a blank area, an empty area. It may be a field, a clearing in the forest, on a deserted desert, or beach, or in the blackness of space. Look around and see nothing. See a flash of white light stream moving toward you, now moving through you, cleansing you, releasing all unfocused energy that you may have collected throughout the day, cleansing, releasing, grounding. This is your place that lives in your higher self, that only you possess the key to unlock the gate. If you are comfortable and ready, let us begin meeting our guides. We begin with the Joy Spirit Guide. Let us begin meeting our guides now. In your own words, request your Joy Guide to step forward, expecting her to respond to your request. Relax and accept the way your guide comes to you. Usually, you will see or sense the guide as a person. Allowing the Joy Guide's appearance to be whatever it is, ask this guide if it is from the light of the goddess. If not, dismiss this being and try again in a few minutes. If this guide is not of the light, it will possibly behave in one of many ways. It may be very quiet, look angry, or surprised, or instead just disappear. You will know in your being something is not right. It can possibly start behaving awkwardly or respond in an uncomfortable manner. If it confirms it is of the goddess's light, proceed. Once you have confirmed this guide is of the first flame's light, welcome her or him requesting this guide, if it will give you its name. Now record the appearance of your joy guide in your notebook or your recorder device. Wait for your questions to be answered before moving to the next action, giving the guide the opportunity to align with your communication vibrations. Now look around and see how your guide is dressed. If she or he is holding anything, what is around her? In other words, what is the scene you see? Record this information. Now, ask the guide what areas she will work with you. Examples are healing, getting your life in order, finding a new place to live, learning how to thrive, developing better psychic ability, and learning how to embrace joy. Do not expect one answer, because that is what you will receive. There is always more than one answer to everything. Now record your question and your guide's answer. It is advisable to work with this guide at specific times. However, occasionally the guide will want to communicate with you outside regularly scheduled meetings to inform you regarding an experience or subject, and sadly your mind is so busy the message cannot get through to you. To hopefully avoid a missed message, ask the guide how it will make its presence known to you if you are not aware of her. The answer may be you will feel a pressure on your shoulder or lap, or a gentle breeze across your face. This is your guide saying, whenever you feel a pressure on your shoulder, that's me desiring to give you a message. Or your guide may convey, whenever you see a flock of black birds flying across the sky, I am here with you. Or your answer may come verbally, saying something to the effect, you know I am here by smelling the aroma of roses. There are hundreds of ways a guide can inform you that she has a message for you. Plus, there is nothing wrong by just checking in on your guides once a day, giving attention to them, even if it is just to say, "Good morning, how are you today?" Next, within this guide journey, ask, is there anything the guide wants to say to you now? If so, listen and record it. Sometimes a few folks ask for an answer from their guides and find it difficult to listen and receive. So if one is not willing to listen, then ask when you can fully give attention to your guide. Each meeting, by thanking your guide for showing herself to you with gratefulness in your heart, and the session. Your guides will feel this energy you flow toward them. Ask each question to the rest of the inner band guides, as well as your outer band guides. However, your master teacher is approached a little differently. So we move on to the protector spirit guide. We will go over essentially the same questions. Call your protector guide. Once sensed or seen, at this point start looking around to see if you can see her, using all your senses within your inner eye. Ask, are you of the light? Ask her or his name. Welcome her or him. Observe how she is dressed, if she is holding anything. Pay attention to her surroundings. Ask, how will I know if you desire to speak to me? What do you like? What area will you work with me today? What can I do to help or honor you? Is there anything I need to know at this moment? Respectfully give your guide a fond farewell, as she or he will give to you. Now moving on to Doctor, Teacher, Philosopher, Spirit Guide. Call your Doctor, Teacher, Philosopher Guide. Once sensed or seen, start looking around to see if you can see her or him, using all your senses within your inner eye. Ask, are you of the first flames? Ask her or his name. Welcome her or him. Observe how she or he is dressed, if she or he is holding anything. Pay attention to her surroundings. Ask, how will I know if you desire to speak to me? What do you like? What area will you work with me today? What can I do to help or honor you? Is there anything I need to know at this moment? Respectfully give your guide a fond farewell as she or he will give to you. Now we move on to Dr. Chemist Spirit Guide. Once again, call, invoke your Dr. Chemist Guide. Once sensed or seen, start looking around to see if you can see her or him, using all your senses within your third eye. Ask, are you of the first flames? Ask her or his name. Welcome her or him. Observe how she or he is dressed. If she is holding anything, pay attention to her surroundings. Ask, how will I know if you desire to speak to me? What do you like? What area will you work with me today? What can I do to help or honor you? Is there anything I need to know at this moment? Respectfully give your guide a fond farewell as she or he will give to you. Now we move on to the Gatekeeper Spirit Guide. Now that all main inner band guides have been presented, one of these guides may be your gatekeeper that works with you and spirits in the afterlife, or there may be a fifth spirit guide with this charge. Inquire which one of these guides is your gatekeeper guide, recording the answers given to you. If you wish to learn more about mediumship, this guide will most likely to be your primary teacher. Responsibilities are guiding journeys when we astral travel or assist us with long distance work or remote viewing, though it is your choice to utilize this gatekeeper spirit guide or not. Many times it is the gatekeeper that informs us if a spirit on the other side of the veil is contacting us and desires to step forward and speak to us, as previously mentioned. The gatekeeper stands charge over our astral gate of sorts, identifying or testing spirits desiring to enter our space. She will know if the spirit is friendly or not until we are adept enough to know ourselves. Some mediums rely heavily on their gatekeeper, while others do not. It is ultimately you who confirms if a spirit is of the eternal light or not. It is the medium's choice to allow the spirit inside sacred space or listen to their communications. Now the master teacher spirit guide. Call your gatekeeper. Once sensed or seen, request your gatekeeper to take you to your master teacher. Allow this to happen naturally. Your gatekeeper may take you to the apex of a high mountain or the lowest valley to meet with your master teacher. At this point, start looking around to see if you can see her or him, using all your senses within your inner eye. Your master teacher will appear to you in the most meaningful manner. Just breathe, remaining focused on what is being received. Ask her or his name. Ask, how will I know if you desire to speak to me? Is there anything I need to know at this moment? Sometimes your master teacher will reveal another ascended master teacher to you. Ask, may I visit you as you work with others, if that is your desire. Respectfully give the master teacher a fond farewell as she or he will give to you. The master teacher is only interested in soul level work, the bigger picture of sorts. What can I do to give thanks to you? Now that you have been introduced to all inner band spirit guides, proceed to the outer band spirit guides, posing the same questions as well. One may work with one guide at a time or work with several at a time. It depends on your nature and theirs. Enjoy this life-affirming process as you begin to sense you as a multi-dimensional being. Sometimes a guide will make his or herself known to you, but for the most part, she or he works with you in your deep dreams or deep meditations. All your guides may not make themselves known to you today or give you all of the information you ask, which is okay. The information will come later. It does not matter how long this takes. We have eternity to experience them fully. For now, each morning, as you think about the coming day, ask your guides to be with you during the day and give you any information you need as you need it. Ask your protector guide to protect you on all levels, physical, mental, psychic, and to warn you of any dangers that may appear. Information that comes from your guides come through your subconscious mind in your conscious mind. Thus, it may take time to develop clarity and accuracy, but it will come. You are allowed to question the information you receive and should keep track of its accuracy. This isn't mistrusting your guides. It is developing a clear channel with them. It is important to always keep your own authority and free will. Make your own decisions about your life. Your guides are there to help you, advise you on what they think you should do. The responsibility for your life is still yours. It is your choice to receive or reject your guides' suggestions. Asking your guides for information that you need, such as advice on healing, living, working, traveling, or searching for a solution, is their prime purpose. If you ask for their help and you agree with their advice, you should act on their advice if you think it is a sound idea, or explain to them that you will not take their advice at this time. If you simply ask questions and ignore their advice, the connection with them will soon diminish. They will not leave, but will wait until you are ready to receive communication from them again. Treat them with courtesy and respect as you would any human friend. Your guides have been anxious to connect with you and work with you all your life. The hunches and intuitions you have received through the years may very well have come from one of them. They can be excited that a connection has been made and want to talk to you all the time or at inconvenient times, especially the joy guide. They often forget what it is like to be human. If they have been human and you need to set clear boundaries regarding when you are available to work with them. So developing a relationship with them. The following are just a few more reasons why it is beneficial to develop a relationship with our guides and then go on to work with them. Knowing and working with our guides will help all our spiritual efforts. They help us become and grow brighter. They generally supply assistance within this plane and other planes of existence. They help us identify and develop our many senses. They help us meet the rest of our helpers, reveal all our lives. They help us interpret our dreams and symbols if we choose, so that we may apply what we learn to this life or other lives we are exploring. They help us with selecting and clarifying our missions. They help us become and grow as a channel or oracle, bringing message over from, some call, the other side, if this is your desire. Our guides help us with clairvoyance, which is the ability to see spirit. They help us with the ability to hear spirit, with the ability to see through our emotions and feelings. They help us with the ability to sense spirit through our physical senses. They help us to work with energy systems such as chakras, which can also sense spirit activation. Spirit guides help us to see issues more clearly. Guides help us to the right place, the right time, and the right person. They help us tear down outworn concepts so that new concepts may be learned and fully integrated. If we work with divination like cartomancy, our guides are helpful in this area as well. Many guides will speak in symbol, color, line, dance, pictures, animals, and so on, in many, many other ways. As we spend time with our helpers, they, in turn, will teach us their symbolic language. It is important to learn their symbols because when they are telling us about a spirit that desires to express itself to us, if we desire to do an oracle, it is the gatekeeper and us which will interpret the message if we desire to use the gatekeeper. Deciphering our guide's voice, goddess's voice, and our own inner voice is the ability of knowing the difference through trust. Our guides choose to help. They can never be forced. Let us look at ourselves from a different perspective. When we begin to learn about self, we quickly realize we are not alone. We soon discover we are incredibly loved by Goddess, God, and that they have provided us with everything we need, including many wonderful gifts, and some of these gifts are our spirit guides. Goddess, God, desires for us to succeed and grow in joy and wisdom. Guides help us experience life to its fullest. We are here to experience our fullness, our divinity. Our guides have always been with us for many lifetimes and have followed us on both sides of the veil. We have never walked alone and never will. Our assistants, our masters, our teachers desire to help us. They want to be asked to help us through any storm. They want us to see and utilize our potential. Spirit desires to reveal to us where we were, where we are, and where we are going. Spirit desires to show us how to open to all worlds, all realities, to all whom are watching from a distance and up close. You see, nothing goes away. They just change into something else. Guides may be people we have known in this life or other lifetimes, people that have loved us. Guides may be mythical goddesses, gods, or creatures. which humankind has created throughout history and the future. Master teachers and speakers of all enlightened creatures may be guides as well. For the most part, helpers will not insist. Instead, they will suggest or cause us to look at a situation with a fresh perspective or different approach. We have the final say, not our guides. Never give up your authority to any spirit or anything. Helpers will not overstep our will. It is an astonishing notion that we have so many assistants that it can be overwhelming. The list can be endless. But then again, so are we. Until next time, blessed be.